and some from one. And I should be done Fortnum Rebbe so ya memma tasso didn't dinner 1 person or mudichi. Now a bearman, Etia says a media meme pop back on a corner, 7 a tasso photo. Now fay Bibia church, ya mea bonne pepe. Nemo me uncle bearma. Chere say about some aqua, or no moment I me pe, the new didn't dreno. And no, and I'm a penno. And a man also saw almost the uncrowded. Ferry cry. Woman saw a bar or bar. No one some my to a gun. I see MTRCNT. And Marano call gun. I'm not sure the fear. Emma, you to me, edge 2 more. Now cast up on my penny and sa ever shassia. Any pebble but tabby at the court Supreme Court said Debbie. Woman saw Moasia empty. Empty no woman tiasia. Sam Rano, I was see a good no. And you was see a G2 no. And once some local prayer Supreme Court in a neck. Wama tena so mo de atemu aba abontene said ye mra no etie no se court o twe ho manso no ye ntimi ntena so nka se ya je atum chinchina atwa je se manso ni nyina ba wieye ansa e na omampani se odinsa hyase omampani na nadodanko Akufo Addo ekasi su dua wo se ono wo ye lawyer ni a woni mu mra enti se asam ye twe ho da awere wo court dia enwie ewie a afi wono a ebebam na odinsa ba be hyase ene Court to say and the Supreme Court to say what do you mean? Say the last guy said the bay. Yes, the last guy track petition the court to Supreme Court to say much him. Now one must bill and untorn baby say human sexual rights and family values bill na a null and void. Yes, young Timunton baby young broke to son baby. And the Supreme Court to say what do you mean? What's your unconstitutional? One a catcher, a mramu potting. It's a say, it's a community say. Supreme Court to Sanko for now, and they LGBTQ plus and Mrano court to say, woman, Premier Nin to Mono. Bakwa, the last guy, Richard, the last guy, or Yan Sanchonino. Court to number 1 paper, Eddie Amano. Now, one you cry or watching baby, or see what to us and not to a Supreme Court to Tenasiano. Penny I no etina dwom her ladyship Justice Lovelace Avril Johnson and was in many show Bejo krata akwanam de yenwe hu na wei eya de papa was a Ghana ye show mo na asam no eba beto odwa no e na enkomo bebre sha se ebobo efa so edeba na samra na eba ye no Ghana for the do no na atwe na basa no sere se adan na president mpeso ne sa be sha se and what you could do, baby, could have a campaign message. Yeah, now ye parties in it be a day a cassai, young penny, son, you be branco for say, ya no motor. Say a young people for the LGBTQ are two, Ghana for to about at the Mawama, and yen some say, yan. Quite to so what to actually be binty. Say, and Marano wants to be a wohobiano, or mutimi a year. A bra quartz in it, not ten mobile on TV, and a park will see Abedu. Our no casa or near Richard Sky, Eddie and Como, and one is a job for Dinkomo, Cassations and Joe for Ancassa, and one no more. Or your lawyer, Papa see a lawyer with Jimo Edma Richard the last Skya, or the Assembly Commerce Supreme Court to say, Bomon to Mono. Yen Tia Pagusi.
Yes. In full admission, the 7-member panel dismissed our rates. But let me also add that we've not as yet seen the reasons. They are asking us to apply and that it will be available latest by Friday. So for now, we don't have any cogent comments to make until we see the full result.
One thing that is certain is that your action is good.
I don't want to preempt the reason of the court. I heard Article 130 being quoted that the action is premature because the law had not blossomed into an act. Therefore, we had no right to come to court. But the bill had not blossomed into an act. Therefore, we had no right to come to court. But please, for now, it is just a tip of the iceberg. Let's get a full judgment. Look at it with the lawyers' lenses, then possibly advise our clients on the next step to take.
Councillor Addo, what's the next line of action? I know you are saying that we should wait, go through the judgment, but in any case, are you considering further action?
To conclude that you take a further step. So I will plead with all of us, in fact it is constitutionally binding that we act within the constraints of the law. So please, let's all exercise some restraint until we read the full guidelines, then we advise ourselves on the next step to take. But bear in mind that it was a seven-member panel. That's one thing we must bear in mind. A 7-member panel. And going for a review will mean an additional judges. And the question we should ask ourselves is, would that make any difference? So we are yet to advise ourselves.
So from the word go, we will be against actually else in the review.
As I said, lead me not into temptation. I've not as yet seen the full reasoning of the court. Who am I to come openly on what next step I'm taking? I believe it is not proper. So please, let's all abide with the timetable of the court. They said latest by this Friday, we'll have the full review.
As my colleague said,
Supreme Court the judgment ba yenkwa appeal. Baby review na betimi ekọ na maye. Na say ye go kwa himfa biem. Esi. Enti we eye pa kwesi abadio wono na ye lawyer. Edema Richard de la Sky se junior. Wode sa asemi ekọ court so wonte ase ema LGBTQ no. Yenyin tumu na enimrem unconstitutional no. Na ba ko so ka ho Professor Amanda Odoi ono so ne de or the crata barriers echo court to where the Supreme Court si o ye bentam de no. Wan so de nie yes Professor de nie say ye hwehwe mi ankenkan ye hwe o. O magine crata ya to agu ya dismiss ye no so. Second LGBTQ suit na Professor Amanda Odoi e file court no. Eno so ya bo ato agu. Eno na court no e kasa wie ye no. Prof ene se for kasai na wone ye kasa ye ntie ne nkomo ni bi na fei ye nhwe se be kwa maso ni amabra ko edi nkomo afasa asemi ehu
an interlocutory application that we were proceeding on procedural grounds, so we still have options. Yes, but as we have said, we will wait to hear to see what is in the judgment.
but when you say options, what exactly are you referring to?
Well, I mean, we did not go to court on the contents, on the provisions of the bill. We were proceeding on Article 108, that this is a private member's bill, and based on that, certain procedures needed to be followed. So we want to see what the judgment is and what the arguments have been made concerning what we raised in the application.
And how early are we expected to hear from you?
Well, we will hear from the court on Friday. We will take our time to study it. We will consult with our clients, and we will decide what our next steps will be.
You have been following the case right from day one. Are you surprised in any way the decision of the Supreme Court?
Yes, I am surprised.
You're surprised about that?
Yes,
I'm sure that. Disappointed?
Yes.
Okay, we've been hearing Dr. Amanda Odoi. Where is she?
She's not in the jurisdiction.
Okay, all right. Because we hear you may we, so we wanted to clarify that.
No,
point.
we are talking about the lawyers. We are not talking about the plaintiff.
All right, okay. Thank you.
for way Professor Amanda Odoi ono so de krata court to Supreme Court to say and ka court no hwe no nka na fe bill na eba amoma pani assign no yentumi MP pamfiri ho na nya de a eboa tietie nipa binom fa ahodie suo no say court assign egia to agodi enipa mienu ni nyina Supreme Court some of masem ko ekwan mu da ha fe president wetimi assign e de amaye na abeye emra
decision. We respect the decision that we disagree with it. We are yet to have the full report, which the court has indicated it will produce on Friday. So when we get it, we'll study it and we'll know our next line of action. So for now, we aren't saying much. I know some people are talking about review and all that, but we have to see the report first.
Should the president go ahead to sign this bill into law, what will be your team's next line of action again, if I may ask?
We wait to see if the president will sign. But the record, like I said, is yet to come out on Friday. And so when we have the record and we consult with our clients, then we'll see the next line of action. And before then, anything can happen.
What is clear is that the decision of the Supreme Court put finality to whether the president should sign or not. Parliament can go ahead and then transfer the bill to presidency for the president to sign. Does it affect the future line of your actions? Should you read the reasons and you think that you have anything
so
adverse?
Yes, the decision of the Supreme Court is final, but this is not final. There is another leg of finality to go. There's a review jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, which is available to us if we want to use it. And so it's not final.
Even in the face of 7-0 unanimous decision?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There have been instances where there's been a 5-0 and an appeal. On a review, it has been overturned. So anything can happen.
Is that to say there will be an appeal?
Review. That's a review. So we wait to see. So it depends on what is in there in the judgment, and then we can advise us.
All right. Thank you so much.
Now, a better job and a lawyer, Francis Xavier Sosu, our Yamadin, I'm not sure again. Yes, a kind, and a dahono. Mania Papa, bring a baby, and say, Supreme Court, I dear, why, pepe, a kama, a woman I have fe, why Yama dear, I a simple cry. Wasn't a near J, Yentin and DJNB.
I am a woman cross and Supreme Court entertaining case in the first place because and also the man a heightened suspicion say Supreme Court no abe court and executive use to stifle the work of Parliament and I said to interfere with the work of Parliament. Now obviously the Supreme Court has say the executive here na use Supreme Court wamuko enti wamuko dia. And if that is the popular will of the Ghanaian people here, and then so the Supreme Court must do the right thing by giving the right effect to our laws. And so, no, I'm not surprised the Supreme Court did this decision, but it is a welcome decision because at least I may who say, you sign the pepper and I say sanity, and I say, Yedi Nimdie, sign Eddie Mass Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is the highest court of the land. We must have confidence in the Supreme Court to say they will do the right thing. But Sekobani said consistently, they say the Supreme Court in your man. Here in Timini GD Supreme Court man. Now it means that we are endangering our democracy. But Nyamekani say near one way at the new hope and I say at the new confidence at the Abasa Supreme Court I crowd will say one bay on the Nyama better 2 years. Nyayasha and say with this case on one dismissal case the bill can now go to president. The president was he one sign here. On the Nientia was he one sign. One fan to crat also. No from bread parliament. The engine you bit me based on the Ninas Parliament. Now the president proposals to be say the amendment clauses to be our president per se sign. Not president man parliament. Now based on the parliament to make me proceed. But Samra in particular way and I even say very contentious. And money we here, we are trying to say that Parliament transmitting money to the president. Now the president, I take a decision, say, or then in Sabbath chassis, and now find the sun chassis. I say, find the sun chassis, and in a swing, I want to me find the sun chassis. Not president me who did that. But now, a Sam step in the honor, and Sana Yenya Bema, Richard Sky, and this case in the court. With all due respect to Richard Sky and the lawyers, like I said, that was the offended premature ejaculation, and I said it was completely premature. Say one moody case, court Emra na Emrani Dani because Supreme Court, so more about laws, and it's a judicial review powers. The act must happen based on which now they can express the constitutionality or otherwise of the law. The law has not been passed. How do you invite the Supreme Court to determine the constitutionality of a Juma Parliament? It's clearly it was a miscalculated attempt, and there was no way the Supreme Court could have upheld this case than to throw it out. What do you?
Penny, I would say, and on I am Rasha beginning more month for my dinner, but some person so lawyer Francis Xavier.